To put it as presentation. Okay, so we're going to talk about how to succeed as an immigrant. Most of us come from different countries and have different backgrounds, and just coming to a new country is also very difficult. And we wanted to make this webinar for you guys so you can get some resources, have idea of scholarships and financial aid tips on how to exceed and succeed. And hopefully this is really helpful for all of you guys and you use it. Also, Hartford Promise is here to help you with anything you need. Okay. Talia, you're on mute.
Okay, so for my high schoolers, it's very important that you prioritize researching colleges you're interested in during your junior year in high school. Some things to keep note of are the cost of tuition, room and board, location, majors, and scholarships that you're able to apply for. And when you find these scholarships or grants, you definitely want to make sure you're making a list of them to keep track. These scholarships are important because they help you alleviate cost and, so you don't have to pay much out of your own pocket when you graduate. It's also important of keeping track by them by making a checklist for requirements that you need to make sure you have when it comes time to apply for them. Next slide. So here are two lists of sanctuary schools. The term sanctuary campus is used to represent any college or university that implements policies to protect students and or faculty who are undocumented immigrants. We have two sanctuary schools here in Connecticut, one being the Connecticut College, which is located in New London. We also have Wesleyan University that's located in Middletown. I'll just leave this for a sec so you can take a look at these colleges, see if any of them might interest you or take note of, a future college for you. Okay. So when it comes time to apply to colleges, it's imperative that you make a timeline with deadlines for each part of your application. This is because different tasks are due at different times. So it's important that you keep track of, when each thing is due. Also, for writing your personal statement, it's best that you write a draft over the summer before you enter in your senior year. This allows you to come into the school year ready and prepared to receive feedback, which gives you enough time to make corrections before it's due. Also, asking, for a letter of recommendation when you get back to school that first month to give your teachers enough time to give you that recommendation before it's required. And also to set up a Common App or community college account to keep your grades up and make sure you finish strong. So here are 3 things you need before starting the FAFSA process. This is specifically for green card holders or children of immigrants. You would need your green card and your parents' green card, your parents' tax forms, budget sheets if taxes weren't filed that year, and your social security numbers of you and your parents. If you are a citizen or permanent resident and your parents are not, you can still do the FAFSA application. On the part where they ask for your parents' social security number, you just put 000-00- 4 more zeros. Leave this for a second so you can take note of that. But these are very important things that you will need when it's time to do FAFSA. And I believe the applications are set to be due in February. Is that right or not? Yeah. So definitely keep note of this for when that time comes around.
And also, people have to always renew your FAFSA. So if you did your FAFSA your senior year, you have to renew it every year.
Okay, next one. Thank you. So this is for the financial aid applications for green card holders or children of applicants. These are a few tips that I think are very helpful. If you're having a difficult time following the FAFSA instructions, always ask for help. Like, please don't try to figure this out on your own. I know it's difficult and it's tedious because you have to do it every single year, but I promise it gets easier. But reach out to your teacher, a counselor, mentor, or an adult, or even us, and we'll be able to help you with this. When you're creating your FAFSA account, I think it's very important that you take a picture or you write down your username or password in your Notes app on your phone, and do the same for your parents' FAFSA ID account, because I know we have so many different passwords for different accounts, and the FAFSA one is super important. You do not want to forget that one. So make sure you write it down in your Notes app on your iPhone if you have one, or any Notes app of any phone. And lastly, to utilize the IRS data retrieval, it's a tool that you'll find when you go on the FAFSA website. It's kind of linked to the website. So you just fill out your parents' information in it and it'll naturally just pull up their tax information. It just makes the process much easier than having to memorize all types of numbers and stuff. So utilize the IRS data retrieval.
Also, always good here to keep all of your documents that you apply for your FAFSA put into a folder on your computer so that you can easily access them. That was a trick that I used to do.
I like that one. Okay, over to you, Erna.
So I'm going to be talking about the financial aid application for undocumented students. It's called the Access, abbreviated for aid application of CTC undocumented students. So to start this application, what you need beforehand is parents' information such as date of birth, addresses, and their legal names. You need your parents' tax forms from the previous year that they filed. If there are no tax forms, the Department of Social Services DSS budget sheets as well. Let's say your parents didn't work, so they were getting welfare and food stamps or Husky. That can also work as well. And you will need you will need to find notary services, because you do need your aid application to be stamped by a notary. And that requires also 2 IDs. So you can use a foreign ID for that if you don't have an ID from Connecticut or from the US, but you can use a passport or a city ID from the country you were born in. There are notary services at the library. You will need, and like I said before, you will need 2 forms of ID, and it costs about $5 at the library to get your document notarized. So tips on filling out the access form. This is a very, very difficult one, and not many people know about it because it only applies for CT public schools such as Central, Southern, Eastern, Western, and the Capital Community College, Manchester Community College. All the community colleges also take in this application. Other colleges such as UConn, they have a specific form that you fill out on their website that applies for undocumented students. That's institutional aid, so it's not aid from the state. So the first tip is ask someone for help, because this is such a complicated form. You need another second pair of eyes to make sure everything is correct and that it's filled up completely the way that it's asking for. Like I said before, the notarize, you can get your paper notarized at the library for $5, and you need 2 forms of ID. If your parents have no income, I still recommend filling out the form. It does require that you parents have some sort of income, so or if some sort of budget sheets or something to say that they're here and kind of like that they're working. But if nothing is there, and if I know it's difficult because if we're undocumented, it's hard to find a job where we can get income and like we can file taxes. But you never know, some colleges may accept it and they may give another handout, or they may end up giving a different type of scholarship or consider you for different types of aid. I have linked here the aid application. Should I pull it up right now so they can see? Okay. So if you're not familiar with this, is how it looks like. It's 14 pages long. So for your student ID, you're gonna need, so when you apply you get accepted to their colleges, you're gonna need to put an ID for each school that you're filling out. So it's a different ID for every school you're filling out this aid application for. That's why it's very tedious and a lot more work than usual. There are some eligibility requirements for this application. So you do have to be a CT resident. You do have to have been here since 16 years of age or younger. You have to have completed 2 years of high school, at least 2 years, and graduated from a high school in Connecticut. And you have to be undocumented. If you're not, and if you have a green card, you apply for the FAFSA. But this is pretty much how it looks like. And your parent information is right here. So if your parents do have a social security number, you can put that in. So I had some students who were undocumented, but their parents had a social security number. So this is the same form that you would have to fill if you are undocumented, but your parents have a social security number, because you still can't fill out the FAFSA, but it would be easier possibly to fill out this form than for you. And this is where you put the untaxed income. So that's the DSS, the Department of Social Services budget sheets. And then there's tax income up here. I'm gonna go back to the presentation now. Okay. So wait just a minute. I'm gonna just get it out and press it. Please tell me it's not gonna start from the beginning. Oh, it's gonna start from the beginning. Sorry about that, guys. I'm just gonna go through everything. Okay. And we also have some scholarship resources available for you. So if the Access financial aid form doesn't work out, we really recommend applying to as many scholarships as possible. Immigrantrising.com has an undergraduate scholarship list where they will have like a directory of all scholarships available to students. CT for a Dream is an organization that helps undocumented students here in Connecticut. They also have a scholarship list, and they really try to localize it. So have scholarships available specifically for CT residents that doesn't require a citizenship requirement or a green card requirement. For some of the students that are at Buckley High School, there's a sign-up scholarship that is specifically geared toward the Buckley High School students that live in the south end of Hartford. So that's even better because it's specifically for your population as well. The Jacob L. and Lewis Fox Foundation Scholarship, it is a Connecticut Hartford-based scholarship that helps that requires students to be in a Hartford public school for 4 years and have to be a resident at Hartford school for, I think, 2 years at least. You get $14,000 out of that scholarship. The Hispanic Scholarship Fund also has a directory of scholarships for you, specifically for Hispanic/Latino students. Dreamers Roadmap Scholarship List is also another list as well. And we have the Hartford Promise, of course. Amazing scholarship that gives you a lot of opportunities afterwards and after graduating high school and even after graduating college.
We've also created a scholarship and resources sheet via Excel, and you can find this resource on our website at hartfordpromise.org under the students tab, and then under current students. We have a full Excel sheet full of scholarships and other resources that you have access to. So basically kind of what Erna just told you about, but we have it already in an Excel form. So you can go on our website and click that students and then current students, and then you'll see everything there.
Should I pull that up?
Yeah, you can, just to give them a little glimpse of it.
And I'll write it in the chat for folks to remember.
Okay. Just gotta move this out the way. And it's in current scholars or yeah. And it's right here, support for immigrants. So you would pull, it would be a Excel sheet.
Click it one more time.
Yeah, I think it's loading.
Okay.
Sorry. It's a really big Excel sheet. We try to put as much resources as possible. So yeah, so it has all the information on here of Access and FAFSA scholarships. So all the scholarships we have with the direct link to the scholarships, and the requirements and eligible application deadlines. We have tips for applying to college, institutional aid.
Oh, I think you, if you move your mouse down, I think I saw at the bottom. Like it's as a document that's saved.
Is it not open? Oh, interesting. Because I was sharing my screen, so that's why I thought you can see it. Never mind. I'm going to reshare my screen. I think you can see it now. Can you see it now? Yep. So I guess I was only sharing the website. Never mind. But this is how it looks like. And there's tabs on the bottom for the scholarships, applying to college, institutional aid offered at colleges. So like UConn has one for undocumented students, and Eastern as well. There are resources at this, I guess needs to be formatted differently, but there are actually, I'm gonna just zoom in, but there are resources at Connecticut. You can get a drive-only license if you need a license. It's not ID, but it is you can use it to drive. There's 211 Connecticut that offers so many resources available for Connecticut residents. There's also a bunch of organizations that you can reach out to if the Hartford Promise can't help all your needs. There's so many other resources in Connecticut and in Hartford directly that help out students, and especially immigrant students. We have a counseling and health tab as well, and our internships and fellowships tab. I am going to share the presentation again. Okay.
I can share the small quiz now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, we have 3 quiz questions just to make sure that you retain some important information, and I'm gonna be launching it now. Can everyone see the quiz? Cool.
I hope
Yes.
so. I just messed up something, sorry. Can you see it still?
Yes.
Okay. Well, there we go.
Oh, that's me. All right, so first question. What is the financial aid form for undocumented students to earn money for college? Either the AACTUS or FAFSA.
The keyword is for undocumented students.
We'll give just a couple more minutes. Alrighty, and we can go to the answer. So the financial aid form for undocumented students to earn money is the AACTUS. So
It's called the Aid Application for Connecticut Undocumented Students. I didn't want to put the full name on there because it gave it away. So we used abbreviation. But yeah. Next question.
all right, who can complete the FAFSA? Permanent resident / green card holders, children of immigrants, US citizens, or all of the above? Oh, everyone answered really quickly this time. Cool. So we can go to the answer. All of the above. So permanent residents / green card holders, children of immigrants, and US citizens can all complete the FAFSA.
Yeah. Next question.
And true or false, you can find the Hartford Promise Excel spreadsheet with resources, financial aid information, scholarships, health services, and networks on our website at hartfordpromise.org under the students and then current scholars tab. All right, and everyone answered super fast again. So the answer is true. Does anybody have any questions regarding what we just covered before we go to our Q&A session? Okay. Cool. So we now will move to the Q&A session. And before we do we can stop recording at this point just to keep everyone's questions anonymous and their identity